What's up everyone? In this video I'm going to be showing you 60 best tips and tricks for your iPhone 11 Pro Max.
Hey there, and before we begin this video, my name's Sergio with Serge Tech. In this channel I do tech reviews and tutorials, so if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do so now. Hit that bell to receive notifications on my future videos, and let's get right to the video now.
So I compiled a big list covering 60 of the best tips and tricks for your iPhone 11 Pro Max, and the first few are going to be only for the iPhone 11 Pro Max, but still I'm going to be telling you when the tip or trick is going to be only for the 11 Pro Max. The rest will be for any iPhone that is on iOS 13 or greater than that. So let's begin with number 1. So the tip number 1 is going to be about your iPhone 11 Pro Max, and it's going to be about the 3 lenses that this new phone comes with. So basically we know that it has 3 lenses, which is one, the regular, you have then the ultra wide, and then you have the telephoto lens that is not included on the iPhone 11. So basically you have an option on how to use these lenses. You can either pick number 1 for the regular lens, you can pick 0.5 for the ultra wide, or you can pick 2 for the telephoto. So basically all you have to do is jump between each button depending on which lens do you want to use. And also another thing you can do is that if you don't want to use 0.5, 1 or ×2, you can also pick a percentage in between these numbers. For example, all you have to do is place your finger in here, and while you slide your finger you get to pick if you want it in between 0.5 and 1, or in between 1 and 2, or just further down into till 10. Just be aware that the more zoom you put on your picture, the less the quality it's going to be. So next up, we're gonna have this really useful feature that whenever you take a picture in the regular lens of the camera and you had to edit that picture, and once you are in the editor, you're gonna go to the crop area and you're gonna head to the 3 dots in here, and you're gonna select use content outside the frame. And what this is gonna do is basically make your picture look like if it was taken from the ultra wide lens. To enable this feature, all you have to do is go to your settings, and once you're in settings, you're gonna go all the way down until you see the camera option. Once you're in there, you're gonna see this option that is gonna say photos capture outside the frame. Once you're in there, you're gonna activate it because you're gonna have it originally turned off. And once you do that, you activate it, you head to your camera, you take the picture, then you go and edit your picture, go to crop, 3 dots on the top, and then you use content outside of the frame, and there you're gonna have it. It's basically gonna take 2 pictures at the same time, so you can then decide if you either wanted it in ultra wide or just the regular lens. So now for the new iPhone users, I'm going to be showing you some of the new navigation features. If your last phone was an iPhone 8 and now you find yourself with this huge screen and you don't know how to access things, I'm going to show you some of the navigation gestures. So I'm going to start off with swiping through apps. Basically all you have to do is the same thing as you used to, and if you want to go through the apps that you have opened, all you have to do is swipe up and then to the side, and then it's going to show you this apps that you have open, and you can just swipe around them and then just go straight to the one you want. Also, if you find yourself inside an app and you want to leave the app, all you have to do is swipe up again and it's going to automatically take you out. If you want to close an app, all you have to do is go to this little menu that I showed you before and just swipe up, and the apps will automatically go away. And there's also a way that you can swipe and go through your apps without having to go to that menu. All you have to do is swipe to the right on this little downside right here, and you're gonna jump between apps that you have open in your phone. Next up, we're gonna have this really cool feature that is gonna be called the night mode for your camera, and what this is gonna do is basically gonna take better pictures when you don't have that much of lighting. So I'm gonna turn off the lights right now for the purpose of the video and make a tryout for you guys. So as you can see, there's a new icon on the little bar upside right here, and that is gonna be the night mode. There is no other way to activate it. All you have to do is be in a place where you barely have any light and take a picture of that place. As you can see now, I'm gonna take a picture right here. center of the desk, and the photo will automatically be a little bit more bright. You can't even tell that it was taken in a dark place. Now there is another option with the dark mode, is basically that whenever it shows up, you can also customize the dark mode until what point do you want it to look better. If you want it to look like this, or maybe in 1, or maybe in max, it's all up to you, and you can change it by just pressing the icon, and it's gonna show up this little menu right here. As some of you guys know, the new iPhone 11 and 11 Pro Max, they don't come with 3D touch, so basically they just added a new option called haptic touch. Basically it's gonna work the same way, but now you just have to press for a determined time, and now the option is gonna show up. And from some users it might be too fast or maybe too slow, because you need to get used to it. And to change this, if you want it to go slower or faster, all you have to do is go to your settings. You're gonna go to accessibility. Once you're here, you're gonna go to touch, and then you're gonna go to haptic touch. Once you're in there, you can pick if you want it to be slower or maybe faster. For example, I'm gonna show you the slow since you already saw the fast one. I'm gonna press it right here, and it's gonna take some time to show up. Also, with this new phone, the way to access to your control center is going to be by swiping from the top to the bottom over here in the corner. As you can see right now, you just open the control center. And then to open the notification center, all you have to do is go from the middle, and here you're going to open your notifications. Also in the control center, you have the option to open and have more options than you already see, and all you have to do is long press that option, as you can see, and now you have a full bar of the brightness. You open this, and for every single option that you have in here, you're gonna have an extra menu that you can use it as a shortcut. Also, what this new iPhone brings is gonna be the dark mode. And what this is gonna do is basically set up your phone to a dark theme, where it's going to save your battery and also gonna look really cool. And also all the factory apps, they're gonna look black, as you can see right now. Black background, same as for messages. Every single factory app is gonna look now black. And to activate it, all you have to do is go to your settings, then you're gonna go to display and brightness, and once you're in there, you're gonna pick if you want it either dark or light. Also, let's say that you don't want to go to your settings, but you want to quickly change the mode from dark to light or from light to dark. All you have to do is pull down your control center, and once you're in there, you're gonna long press the brightness, and here you're gonna have a little toggle that is gonna tell you if you want the dark mode on or off. Now we have another really cool feature, and it's gonna be that some of the wallpapers from this phone, they're gonna change their color as soon as you activate the dark mode. As you can see right now, this looks like this, but whenever it's on light mode, it's gonna change the color. As you can see right now, you can see how this is now green and this was dark, but now when you have it on, it changes the color. This is how it looks in the dark mode, and this is how it looks on the light mode. Another cool thing that you can do is customize your control center. You can pick what you want to show over here by just going to your settings. Once you're in settings, you're gonna head to control center, and once you're there, you're gonna go to customize controls. Here you're gonna either add or maybe take off some of the apps, as you can see right now, and you can pick the order that you want them to show up by just pressing here on the 3 bar and moving it. And this iPhone, a way to access to Siri besides saying hey Siri, is going to be by pressing and holding the power button. That way you're going to automatically open Siri up. A way to take a screenshot on this phone is going to be by just pressing the volume up and block button. As you can see right now, it's going to automatically take a screenshot. And you can also edit and customize this screenshot by using the tools that you're given over here. You have a pencil, you also have a highlighter, you also have a marker, and you even have a ruler that you can use and move in your preference. You're also given this little eraser so you can erase whatever you have made in your phone. And then after you're done, you can either delete it or just press done and save it to photos, to files, or a screenshot, all depending on where you want your picture to be saved. Another really cool thing that you can do with your phone, it's going to be screen record whatever you're doing on your screen. And to do this, all you have to do is go to your settings. Once you're in settings, you're gonna head to the control center and customize control. As you can see, by going all the way down, you're gonna have this little option called screen recording. So basically all you have to do is add it up to your control center, and once you do that, you're gonna leave the screen, go to the control center, and you're gonna have the option right here. You just press it and then it's gonna have a little countdown and start recording the screen. Once you're done, all you have to do is press the red bar over here, and it's gonna ask you if you're done recording. You just press stop and it's gonna automatically save to photos, as you can see right now. With the screen record, you don't only have to use the audio that comes from the iPhone, you can also pick if you want the audio to come from your microphone. And to do this, all you have to do is go again to your control center, long press on the screen recording, and then pick if you want your microphone off or on. So it's all up to you. Whenever you won't have it on, it's gonna have both audios from the phone and also from the microphone. Another thing you can do is also manage your notifications. Basically, as you have them right here, if you swipe to the left, you're gonna have these options that are gonna say if you wanted to see it or if you want just to delete it. And some of them are even gonna tell you if you want to manage them. When you manage them, they give you an option to either deliver it quietly or maybe turn it off for YouTube. When your phone is on its factory presets, people can access to your screen time, maybe the weather, and maybe also stocks, maps, tips, and a few things that maybe you're not comfortable with people looking at it without having your password. And basically to do it, you're gonna have to set up a Face ID, and then once you create your Face ID, it's gonna ask you for a passcode to use when the Face ID is not available. For the sake of this video, I'm just gonna put 00000, and then it's gonna ask you to verify the passcode. Once you do it, you're gonna be taken back to the menu, and then you're gonna go all the way down, and you're gonna have this option that is gonna say allow access when locked. And here you're gonna have all the things that people have access to when the phone is not unlocked. And if you don't feel comfortable with any of this, all you have to do is deactivate them or activate them depending on whatever you want to do. Now we're gonna have another option that is gonna come straight from this part of the settings from Face ID and passcode, and that is gonna be attention for your Face ID. Basically what this is gonna do if you activate it is that when you have your eyes closed and maybe not looking to the phone, the Face ID won't activate. So you might want to have this so people don't log in into your phone while you're sleeping, and just put the Face ID on your face. So you know that to activate it, you have to go to your settings. Once you're in settings, you're gonna head to Face ID and passcode. You're gonna put in your passcode, and once you're there, you're gonna go all the way down to attention. And once you're in there, you're gonna activate require attention for Face ID. Also up here, you're gonna have whatever you want to use your Face ID for. You can use it for Face Unlock, downloads from iTunes and App Store, for Apple Pay, and maybe password autofill. For example, you want your phone to only be unlocked by a passcode, but you still want to use your Face ID for other apps. All you have to do is deactivate iPhone unlock, and now whenever I lock my phone and then turn it on again and try to unlock it, it's gonna automatically ask me for my passcode and not my Face ID. There might be a chance that also maybe you want to give your passcode to someone, or maybe just set up a Face ID and you want them to have it in case of an emergency. To do this, all you have to do is set up an alternate appearance, and this is gonna allow someone else to have their Face ID installed on your phone so they still have access to it. All you have to do is go to your Face ID and passcode settings as we've done before, and then you're gonna set up an alternate appearance, and it can be from anyone you want. So now you'll be having two Face IDs in one phone. In this phone, you also gonna have an option to have your notes locked. What I mean by this is that if you ever write something important, or maybe that you want to keep a secret in your notes, you have a chance to lock it with a password so no one can see it. So you just go to the little arrow over there, and then you go to lock note. Once you do that, it's going to ask you for a password. It's going to verify the password and maybe ask you to put a hint, and also you can unlock it by using your Face ID, and this is going to help you to lock the notes. I'm going to show you right now. For example, I'm going to put tech as a password, and hand is going to be YouTube, and I'm going to leave it the way it is. So now lock it and leave it. You go in here and you either unlock it, and then it's gonna ask for the Face ID. I'm gonna press enter password, and it's gonna be tech, and it's gonna open the note right here. Let's say that maybe you want to change the password because someone knows it. You can also do that by going to your settings. You're gonna go all the way down until you see notes. and then you're gonna see here password. Once you get in there, you're gonna press change password. You're gonna put your old password, the new one, you're gonna verify it, and also put a hint if you want to, because it's not required. With notes, you can also pin the notes and make the most important note be on the top and then the rest at the bottom. And to do this, all you have to do is press this little square with the arrow right here, and you're going to go down to pin note. Once you do that, your note is going to be pinned, as you can see right here. And then when you have the others, they're going to be all the way down below. Another cool feature that this phone lets you do, it's going to be knowing how much space you have left, how much space you have on some certain apps. And to see this, you have to go to your settings. Once you're in settings, you're going to go to general, and then you're going to go to iPhone storage. Once you're in there, it's going to show you whatever you have used, and it's also going to give you recommendations to make your phone save some space. And also it's going to tell you the space that your apps are taking in your phone. Now, if you just came from an iPhone 8 or maybe an iPhone 6s or maybe just another iPhone that used to have an home button and maybe you're missing it, you have a way to have some sort of home button by going to the settings. Once you're in settings, you're going to go to accessibility, and once you're in accessibility, you have to go to touch, and then you go to assistive touch and you activate this option, and this little thing right here is going to show up, so you can open it up and have these options over here, so you don't have to use the navigation features. For example, if you want to go to your control center, you just press it. Maybe if you want to go to your device and lock it, you can do that. Volume up, down, unmute, and you have a ton of tools over there in the assistive touch. There's also a way that you can customize this, and it's right there in this same menu, and it's going to be right underneath assistive touch, and you just go to customize top level menu, and here you're going to have an option to either add or take off the icons that you want on the screen. For example, I'm going to press plus plus plus, and as you can see, having 8 is the most that you can have. You just tap the plus sign and you add whatever you want to have on your assistive touch. Another really cool feature that this phone brings is going to be the photo editor. Basically, whenever you go to your pictures and you go here and press edit, you're going to have a more customizable way to edit your pictures by just going to the sides. As you can see here, you can change the exposure, you can change the brilliance, you can change highlights, shadows, contrast, brightness, and just a ton of features as if it was a professional photo editor app. Besides regular editing, you have an option to crop the videos. This is a new feature, and basically just move it here in the crop section, and you can just do that as well while you edit your video with exposure, highlights, and just the same features as before. And also, if you're in a hurry and you need to take a video but you don't want to swipe to video, all you have to do is long press this shutter button right here, and it's gonna start taking a video, as you can see, and this is called the QUICKTAKE. And if you want to stay recording without you holding the button, you just have to slide it right here, and there you go. And in this camera, there's more than meets the eye. Basically, you have the flash option, you have the live photo right here, but you also have this little arrow in the middle that you barely get to see. Once you press it, you're gonna have a bunch of options right here that you can play with. For example, the timer, you also have the filters, you also have the size of your pictures, you have the flashlight, and you also have the live mode. But now you may ask, if by long pressing this button is going to make me quick take a video, what's going to happen with the burst mode? All you have to do is press it, and immediately after pressing it, you have to swipe your finger to the left, and it's going to start taking the burst pictures. A new option that you're also going to have is going to be the SLOFIE, and basically it's going to be take slow motion videos from the front camera, and you have this by just swiping to the sides right here. As you can see, it says slow mo. All you have to do is press it, and then you start recording your slow motion video. Also, when it comes about notifications, you have a big way to customize this. And now I'm gonna show you how to customize the way your notifications are gonna show up in your phone. Basically, you have to go to your settings, and once you're in there, you're gonna go to notifications. Once you're in there, you're gonna go to show previews, and here you can pick if you wanted to show in always, if you wanted to show it only when it's unlocked, or maybe never. It's all up to you and your preference. And also you can manage these notifications individually on each app. Basically, you just go down on the same menu, you're gonna have all the apps that are installed in your phone, and then right there you can pick if you want it to show as a lock screen, notification center, banners, maybe the sounds, and also the previews as well. If you happen to be one of those persons that get constantly phone calls from people trying to sell you something, or maybe spam calls, you have a way to block those numbers, or maybe just silence those phone calls and just get a notification that you were called. To do this, all you have to do is go to your settings, and then once you're in settings, you're gonna go all the way down to where it says phone, and once you're in that window, you're gonna have this option right here that is gonna say silence unknown callers. Basically, these phone calls are gonna be silenced and sent to voicemail, and they're gonna be displayed on the recents list. So you just activate it, and whenever you get a call, you will not get any notifications from that call. And you can also do that through your messages with the unknown people that are trying to contact you through message. You have to go to your settings once again, and once you're in settings, you're gonna go to messages, and once you're in there, you're gonna have the option right here. As you can see, it's gonna say filter unknown senders, and that way it's gonna turn off the notifications for messages of people that you don't have in your contact list. Also, if you use iMessage, you know that whenever you send an audio message, they expire within the 2 minutes, and you have a way to change that setting by just going through the messages once again, and then you go all the way down, and you're gonna have this option right here that is gonna say audio messages, and you can select if you want it to expire after 2 minutes or never. That way you get to keep all your voice messages. As some of you know, this new iPhone, it comes with an option to record 4K videos, as you can see right here, but maybe you don't want to record in 4K, maybe you want it in 1080p, and there's a way to change that setting. And to do so, all you have to do is go to your settings, you're gonna go all the way down to camera, and once you're in there, you're gonna go to record video, and you're gonna have all these options right here. Just be aware that if you get to pick like 1080p HD at 30 frames per second, that way it's gonna shoot videos from the front camera and also from the back camera. So you don't get to pick if you want one different from the other, both are gonna be the same. So then you just have to pick which one do you want to use for your videos. You also get to do that with your slow motion videos. You have it right here, and you only have two options. You have 1080p HD at 120 frames per second, and you also have 1080p HD at 240 frames per second as well. Then here in the Face ID and passcode, we're gonna have an option that is really useful, and basically what it's gonna do, it's gonna erase all your data from your phone whenever someone tries to unlock it and fails 10 times. As you can see right here on the Face ID passcode menu, you go all the way down, and you're gonna have this option right here that is gonna be called erase data. When you activate it, everything on your phone is going to be deleted after 10 failed passcode attempts. You just enable it, and that way your data is going to be protected. This trick that I'm going to show you right now is going to help you save your battery, and you do this by going to your settings. You're going to go to display, and once you're in there, you're going to go to auto lock. If you want your phone to last longer, all you have to do is set it up to 30 seconds, since if you have it in never or maybe 3 minutes, it's going to have the display on for a long time, and therefore the battery on your phone is going to die off faster. And also a new setting that is going to come in your phone is going to be here on the cellular option that you can see, and it's going to be called low data mode, and it's going to be right here in cellular data options. Once you're in there, you're going to have the option right here that you have to activate. So this is going to help you on reducing the network data that your iPhone uses on certain apps. So you just activate it, and now your data will be saved. If you just bought the iPhone 11 Pro Max and you find it too big for your hands, and maybe you have a hard time reaching to the apps on the top of the phone with just one hand, you have the option to activate reachability. This is going to be on your settings menu. You have to go to accessibility, and once you're in there, and once you're in that menu, you're going to head to touch, and you're going to have reachability right here, and you just have to activate it. And basically to use it, you have to swipe down from this part of the screen, and that's going to bring all the apps that were on the upper level so you can reach easily with one hand. You're also going to have the option to customize the widgets on this part right here that you can get to by just swiping to the right, and to customize it you have to go all the way down, and then you just press edit, and it's going to show you this little menu where you either add or take off apps from this widget window. Now let's say that you want your phone to turn on the screen whenever it's locked, so that when you just place your finger on the screen is gonna pop up. And you can get to this feature by just going to your settings. You're gonna go to accessibility once again, and you're gonna head to touch. Once you're in here, you're gonna have the tap to wake option deactivated, and you just have to swipe to the right and you're gonna have it activated now. So whenever your screen is off, you just tap it and that is gonna wake your phone. Another feature that your phone is going to be available to do, it's going to be the speak screen. And what this is going to do is whenever you swipe down with 2 fingers from the middle screen, it's going to start reading all the information, and it's going to give you this little menu where you can make it faster, slower, and pause it as well. And to access to this feature, you have to go to your settings, once again to accessibility, and you're gonna have it right here in spoken content. Once you're in there, you're gonna see this option that is gonna say speak screen, and you're gonna have it deactivated. You just have to activate it, and that way it's gonna work.
Speak selection off.
And you're also able to customize the text size on your phone by just going to your settings, and once you're in settings, you're gonna go to display and brightness, and once you're there, you go all the way down and you're gonna have this option that is gonna be called text size. Once you're in there, you can either make it bigger or make it smaller. Then here in this same menu of display and brightness, you have the option to select how you want your display to look like. Basically, you have this option right here. You have this option right here at the bottom. You just press view and you're gonna have 2 options. You either have it zoomed or you have it standard. Here you have how it's gonna look depending on which option you have activated. And you also have the option to turn your phone into landscape mode. By just turning your phone to the side, you're gonna have this landscaping mode that is gonna work almost in every single app in your phone. And you can either activate it or deactivate it by just going to your control center and pressing on this lock right here. Whenever you have the white background and the red lock, it means that it's locked. And if you press it again, it's gonna unlock. Whenever you take a live photo, as I'm just doing right now, you have an option to select which one you want it to be the main picture. That way you can choose whichever you like the most out of all of the pictures that were taken in the live mode. All you have to do is go to that live picture, head to edit, and then you select this live button right here, and you just swipe through this bar, and then you select which picture you want to keep. Once you select it, you press make key photo and you press done, and now that picture is going to be the main image. Now let's say that you're in a website and you want to take a full screenshot so you can send it to someone and you don't take like several pictures. All you have to do is take your screenshot, and once you take the screenshot, you can go to this section right here as if you're going to edit it, and you're going to have the option to select full page. When you do this, the phone is going to take the screenshot of the whole website that you were just taking the screenshot, and you're gonna select this little square with the arrow, which basically is gonna share it as a PDF document, and you can just save it to the files. And you also have an option to check the battery status or the battery life of your phone by just going to your settings, and once you're in settings, you're gonna head to battery, and you're gonna go to this little section that is gonna be called battery health, and it's going to show you a percentage of the maximum capacity that your phone is working. It might show 100% if it's new. If it has a few times old, it might be 98%, and it all depends on how much usage you have in your phone. Right here on this menu, you're also going to have the optimized battery charging, which is going to basically reduce the battery aging of your phone. It's going to learn how you use your phone and how you use it every single day, so it can wait to finish charging past 80% until you need to use it. And this option is going to be already activated, but if you want it off, you can just select it, and you can decide if you want it to be off until tomorrow or just be off until you decide to turn it on again. Another feature that is going to be on the accessibility menu is going to be the customization of your lock screen button right here on the side. Basically, you have to go to accessibility, and once you're in there, you're going to go right here where it says side button, and you can decide if you want it to be for Siri, to be turned off, or maybe for classic voice control. You can also pick if you want it to be slow, the slowest, or just the default speed. On your new iPhone, you're also going to have this option for MEMOJI, and you have so many ways you can customize this by now even putting a nose pierce on your MEMOJI. As you can see right now, you have more skin colors, you have blue, you have purple, you have regular skin colors as you can see now, and you even have a red and orange color. You have more hairstyles as you can see, different sets of eyebrows. And not only that, you can also set the teeth for your MEMOJI. You can have it with braces, you can have it with fangs, or maybe with a teeth gap. And now you can also type by swiping. As you can see now, all you have to do is long press the word and go to the next one, and it's gonna automatically fill up here in the dictionary. As you can see, for example, I'm gonna type YouTube. I just have to press Y and go to the O, then U, and then it should automatically fill up, as you can see right now. And you just let go of the screen and it's gonna automatically be put into the text box. So those were the best 60 tips and tricks for your new iPhone 11 Pro Max. If this video helped you out, go ahead and give it a like and also subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. And leave a comment down below on which tip was your favorite. I'll see you in the next video.